Okay, here we are, Friday the 3rd of April 2026, 7:15 in the morning. 4 riders, 4 days, 2,200 kilometres. This is how it kicked off.
So we're heading from Young out to through Hillston to Menindee Lakes for the first day. We got a couple of little stop-offs in Willandra National Park, so it was a pretty big day, 800 k's I think total. Just coming through this little town. It starts with N, ends with N. I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'll butcher it. We rode up, there was a water tank still there for obviously back in the day with the trains, and it still had the original spout, I guess, when they used to fill the trains up with water. So yeah, that was pretty cool to see that all still intact. We're heading close up here, getting close to Lake Brewster, which is between Lake Jellicoe and Hillston. Yeah, we come along there, and I was expecting to come around the corner and there'd be plenty of water there. Last time I was there it was full. Anyway, it turns out it was dry, so not a lot of excitement there, just a few extra kilometres for nothing really. This road's a bit of a detour we took from Lake Brewster because we couldn't get through to come out at the weir. So this is just going through a couple of paddocks which get you back out onto the Lake Jellicoe road. Here we are coming into the weir on the Lachlan. We just decided to duck in and been there a few times, but duck in and have a bit of a look. Nugget said, "Oh, you've seen one where you've seen them all," but I beg to differ with that because, this one's pretty cool. There's normally this big body of water on your right hand side as you're coming into it, and there's always plenty of birds there, and it's worth the trip in for a bit of a look. And then you'll see as we get up here a bit further the actual weir and the spillway itself. We just pulled up there for a couple of minutes and had a bit of a look and continued on our merry way. So we just had obviously just had a bit of a look here, and someone had done a bit of carp culling further on down around the corner here. There was a heap of carp off to your right that had a nice odour to them. Be a good spot to camp here, I reckon. Like it's it looks good. Bit of grass there to camp on in the middle. I thought there might have been some people there, but anyway, they obviously had something better to do. That's first time I've seen water in that little bit there coming into Hillston. We stopped there and had some lunch, and then we just headed on out. We're on the Moskill road now coming out of Hillston, and then we turn up and come into Willandra National Park into where the homestead and shearing shed is. So we're going to pull up there and have a bit of a look for a minute. if you're ever out that way on the Moskill Road, especially if the creeks have been running, this place is really worth a look. It's the homestead. It would have been spectacular back in the day. And there's the Willandra Creek that runs through it, and there's a bit of a weir there, so all out the front of the house is, side of the house, there's bit of a body of water there that would have been good back in the day. I'm sure they would have utilised that for a bit of fishing and bit of canoeing and catching tiger snakes. But you can camp there. There is a campground down further, and anyway, we just had a bit of a spell there and had a look. So just coming off onto the Ivanhoe Bulligal Road, like the Cobb Highway now. We'll sort of regroup here a bit. The dust was pretty thick, so we were strung out a little bit. Just coming into Ivanhoe now. The pub's reopened. It's been shut for a good few years. We're just stopping in to top up with some fuel before we do the last 198 or whatever it is of dirt through to Menindee. Okay, we're just turning off now the last part of the tar, and this is now we're about to head off on the Ivanhoe Menindee Road, which is it's a couple of hundred k's, I guess, of just pretty straight road. It was in good order. No, sometimes you can get a bit of bull dust and stuff along it, but it was pretty good this time. There was only a couple of little patches. As we got in closer to Ivanhoe, they'd obviously had a bit of rain at that end. There was a bit of water still lying around on the edges of the road, and it was green. It looked really good. Here's a couple of shenanigans going on here. Gage with doing a wheelie on the World Raid, and Nugget. I don't know. You call that for what it is, I guess. I'm not sure what to say about it. I think this is a picture of him praying to Xi Jinping for humiliation. That's all I can get out of it. Here we are, just coming into Menindee over the Darling River. I can't remember exactly what time it was, maybe 4:30 we got there. We just went and checked in. It's Good Friday, remember? We just went and checked into the motel across the road from the pub. And the pub wasn't open, and Glenn and I took some beers. Nugget and Gage didn't have any, but Daryl, that owns the motel, was very hospitable, and he was like, "Come in here, boys, and get what you like." So that was good, good of him, and we just fixed him up the next day at the pub for what we'd got off him. Good hospitality though. Because I thought we hadn't done enough riding for the day after we'd done probably close to 800 k's. We decided to just ride out of town to the national park there. There's an old wool shed and there's some huts there, and we've stayed at the huts a few times. The huts are really good. There's good amenities there, but it was booked out this time, so hence why we just booked into the motel. But we had a look around showed Nugget around the shearing shed, had a bit of a look around there, and then yeah, as you'll see in a minute, we'll head back up along the river. We're just about to leave the shearing shed now, and then we're going to ride the river from there back into Menindee. There's a pretty interesting story here that we stopped and had a read of. Yeah, about the boiler exploding and old mate ends up in a tree, and there was a few deaths and whatever. But yeah, that was interesting to see, and how it had blown the side out of the boiler and whatever. So. Yeah, this was all good along here. There's a lot of people camping along here actually. Was surprising the amount, and yeah, it was nice just going back through. The sun's going down, the water's off, the river's off there to your right. It was yeah, it was really good. But yeah, we head back, a couple of beers, a bit of microwave dinner, and ready for tomorrow.